If you're struggling to list your items in multiple marketplaces, including your website, struggling to keep up and manage your e-commerce business, if you have the Linworks order management system that is supposed to help and ease the management of your e-commerce business, but instead you're still left with mountains of work and even more confused than before, please don't worry, because we're going to show you the best, simplest and correct way to gather product information, load them into your Linworks account, and have the possibility to have them listed in over 20 different marketplaces, social media and e-commerce platforms. In this video, we'll show you how it's done by a team who knows exactly what they're doing. I would say this video is for Linworks users and non-Linworks users. It's for people that have watched all the videos out there, who have recruited individuals with Linworks and listing experience, but still feel that they haven't quite mastered how to list through Linworks. But most importantly, I think it's for people who just want to get their items listed correctly, professionally, in the best but easiest possible way. 1, it makes managing and updating your listings a lot easier. 2, it makes expanding into new marketplaces a lot easier. 3, it helps to automate a lot more of your day-to-day business tasks. And 4, it makes the management of your business a lot clearer, cleaner and easier to do. The main reasons why you'd watch all those how to list videos and recruit individuals in this specific area is simply just to get your items listed. And the reasons why you may still find it difficult to list and manage your listings could be an oversight, that you're not just an e-commerce business, but you're also in the IT business as well. And being a Linworks certified partner with over 15 years experience of using Linworks is how we've obtained our know-how and experience. I would say some of the challenges when listing is getting all your items listed quickly on all of your chosen marketplaces, that's including your website as well. Working out what data needs to be included for all the different marketplaces that you list on, and also complying with all the different listing rules of all the different marketplaces. Also constructing your titles, descriptions and search terms, and also creating variations and composition listings. So those are, I would say, are some of the main challenges when listing. And how we combat all these challenges is by using our unique listing tool to ensure that all items are listed and laid out correctly on all of your chosen marketplaces and websites. So what we need to do is to build you an Excel program called a list loader to make gathering your product information a quick and simple process. Now, for us to do that, we would need to know what products you sell, which e-commerce platform and marketplaces you sell on, which e-commerce platform and marketplaces would you like to sell on, how would you like your titles to be constructed, and how would you like your descriptions to be laid out. Once we've got that information, we can then build your list loader. The good thing about the list loader is that it's quick and easy to use, it limits mistakes being made, and it keeps your data consistent, making script writing easier to do, which in turn gives you the ability to expand into multiple marketplaces and websites. This could either be done by you or EMPS. If you can provide us with the necessary product information, we'll be more than capable of filling out the list loader for you. And once the list loader is completed, we'll use it to create a CSV file which will be loaded into our listing tool to generate another CSV file containing all the information needed to list into multiple marketplaces and websites. This CSV file will be loaded into your Linworks account. The key advantage of using the list loader is that it limits the number of errors that are received when listing, and it also maintains data and layout consistency. But best of all is the minimal input it takes to fill out the list loader compared to the massive output. Because once the list loader has been completed, a CSV file is created using that information. We will then load that into your Linworks account, which will give you the potential to list into all of these e-commerce platforms and marketplaces. In this example, the information loaded will allow us to list your items in these 8 e-commerce platforms and marketplaces. Okay, so the list loader comes in 3 parts. The headers highlighted in blue are for various product information depending on your business type and your business needs. The second part is the headers that are in green is for eBay item specs, and the last part where the headers are highlighted in black is for Amazon's item specs. Okay, so let's start off with the SKU. So this example, we're going to be listing men's trainers. Okay, so it's going to be a Nike trainers number 1. So the first SKU is always going to be the parent SKU. And then underneath, we're going to put the child SKU. So we're going to do from size 7 to size 12. So this would be size 7. If we drag this down, and that'll be size 12. Then what we're going to do, we're going to put the parent SKU beside the child SKU. So that what happens there is going to link that as one variation. And as you can see, this column here, it's got the variations, yes, along this column here. So any font that's in red, that's the header, it means that it's going to autofill. So you don't need to type as you go along, it's going to autofill where necessary, meaning not every single font that's in red will have values in there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put in the category is going to be in Linworks. It's going to be under trainers, so we're going to put trainers. We're doing men's trainers, so we're going to select men's trainers here. Copy this there and paste this there. And remember, we did this from getting information from you. So we'll find out, like I said earlier, we'll find out what items that you sell, how you like your titles constructed, your description, etc. And that's how we build this list loader for you. So as you can see here, we have the eBay category ID. So now you don't need to spend time working out which category we're going to list this into. You've got the Amazon one as well. And then when from this information, after we fill in the list loader, we'll then load it through our listing tool. That will then give the categories for all of the other marketplaces, including your website and all the other marketplaces that you want to list into. It would select the appropriate category for all those different marketplaces. And also what you've noticed is that these cells have turned green. So like I said, we work on traffic light system. So if the cell is green, it means it's mandatory, it has to be filled. If it's amber, that means it's recommended, and red means optional. So if we go along and look at the blue section, you see the barcode, that's recommended. Item model, that is mandatory for this business type. Like I said, your loader probably be different. It might not have this depending on what you sell. So please bear that in mind. Here's this one here. It's Amazon search terms. It's not going to only be used for Amazon. It's used for other marketplaces as well that accepts search terms or keywords. So this one is optional. And this is another mandatory field. Now this section here, as you can see, is two-tone. So we've got green and amber. What that means is in this section here, at least one of them will need to be filled. In this case, because it's trainers, it will be color selection, and it will be UK shoe size selection. And this is where the customer can have the drop down and select which color they want and which shoe size they want. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning and let's continue filling out the list loader. So this bit here is the body of the description. Now this bit I've pre-written, so let's just copy that and bring it over. So that's the body of the description, so it's here. And so that's going to help build up the description. Again, remember, you will give us your instructions on how you like to construct your description. So that's just the body part. So we've got the barcode, which we've pre-written as well. Let's just bring it over. Now the item model type. So these trainers are Air Force. Oops, yeah, Air Force 1 LEs. Okay, oops, let's put a capital on that F. And then we'll copy this down. Okay, let's move along. Now, as you can see, I don't need to fill out any of this section here because it's red, so at some point that will auto-fill. So that's the blue section of your list loader. Okay, so let's have a look at the effect of filling out this blue section it has on the eBay section. And if we go along here, you'll see that now where there was no colored cells, there are colored cells, and there's some cells that have no colors. This means these cells here that have no colors means these are item specs. It means these item specs are not used for trainers. So this one is optional, recommended, and mandatory, and it goes all the way through the list loader. Now, if we go back a bit, let's go back to the beginning of eBay, and we change the category, and let's say yes, cap. So let's say ladies cap. Now, as you can see, if we change it to ladies caps or women's caps, the ID has changed, so it knows to list in this eBay category and this Amazon category. But if you look over here, the UK shoe size, there's no accent, sorry. It's no longer highlighted. Neither are the Australian shoe size. What else is missed out? Let's have a look. As you can see here, bundle description is asked for, but for trainers it's not asked for. So if you change the category, as you can see here, it's not asking for this, it's not asking for character or anything like that, where the trainers were. Keep going across, you'll see that the different cells are highlighted differently. So let's copy a few more so it's more clear, it's clearer. There you go. So for women's cap, it's not asking for any of these. For trainers, it's asking for this information. For women's cap, it's not asking for cushion levels, but for trainers, they do, and so on. So every time you change your category, the list loader guides you on which attributes are asked for, and it also shows you the different values that they're asking for as well. And this one, if you have a look at women's caps, it does ask for colors, but it's not mandatory. Where for trainers, it is mandatory. So as you can see, the list loader guides you effortlessly when it comes to filling out product information. Okay, so let's put this back as men's trainers. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of these attributes. And here we are. Right, so we don't need to fill out every single highlighted column, and you'll know after doing this 3 or 4 times, you'll know which information you need to fill out and which information you don't need to fill out. You just got to remember that anything that's green is mandatory, it's a must that you fill out. Okay, so let's skip along and start filling out the item specs that we've chosen to fill out. So the first one is brand, and these are Nike. So we've got Nike here, and you can see there's a slight delay because there's a lot of work on the sheet going on in the background. Okay, so let's go across, that's brand. And then we've got closure. Now these are lace up. Yep, lace up trainers. Now let me show you another good thing about the list loader and what helps you keep your data consistent, which in turns will help you with script writing. And if you're running an e-commerce business, for it to be as successful as you want it to be, there will be script writing needed to be done to automate a lot of your day-to-day business tasks. And part of this is making sure that you've got good data to help you when you want to start automating some of your day-to-day business tasks. So a good feature with this as well, let's say we say these trainers are lace up, and we go lace, and then we put a hyphen and go lace up. We hit enter, So what happens? You get this warning sign. And basically what this is telling me is that this is not part of the eBay values. But at the same time, it's asking me, do I want to add it? Am I sure I want to add this? So it gives you a little warning to double check, why has this come up? And you have a look and you go, oh, let me have a look here. Oops, so I go no. And then I look for this lace up and it doesn't exist, nothing's coming up. So let's delete this. Okay. Right, so it showed that. So as you can see, lace up has no hyphen. I think on Amazon it does. And that's the difference. So you might have one week you might put lace up like this. Next week you put lace up with a hyphen in there. It also helps you with spelling mistakes. So let's say I put lace up like this. Again, we'll get that pop up. Are you sure you want to add it? And that makes you double check. Oh, I've put an S there. No, I don't want to add that. So let's change that and we'll put the C. And it's popped up. So and I hit enter. Now all is okay. So I can now copy that down. So like I said, the list loader, it just guides you nicely on filling out the list loader with quality data in the easiest way. Okay, color white. Okay, let's copy this down. And then let's go across, and then we've got department, and these are men's. Again, as you can see on eBay, it's asking for men. Again, you might, let's say you have two people filling out this sheet for you, and one person puts men, and then the next week the other person puts men's. So what will happen there is in the eBay filter, when you filter it for men, your listing might not come up because you have men's with the S at the end. Now there are some item specs where you can put your own value. So just looking at the sheet, you will know which ones it is. So if there was something where you wanted to put your own value, for example, let's say color. Let's say you had cream. You can look here and search if there's cream. There's no cream, but you want to put cream. You could put ivory, which is close to cream, but let's say you want to put cream. You can check if it will accept cream by copying the item spec header and pasting it here. That's in the mode tab, and here it says free text. So it will accept you putting in cream. So if you want to put cream, all you got to do is when you put in cream, it's cream, and you hit enter, and it asks you, are you sure you want to add this? You just say yes. And then you've got your attribute here. So that will accept free text. Let's go back to the department. Let's say you wanted to put men's, or you wanted to put, what's the other attributes here? Instead of, oh, it's only got men's and teens because it's under that. Let's say you want to put men's, for example. Again, we can check if we can put our own text in there, and it says selection only, meaning you can only select what's in this drop down. You can't add anything else but what's in that drop down. Okay, so again, it just helps you limit errors, and it keeps your data clean, like I keep saying. Next thing we're going to fill out is features. So these are limited editions. Here we go. So we'll copy this down, and then we've got handmade. No, they're not handmade. Nope. Let me copy this down. So we got long. So a lot of this we don't need to fill out. We're going to fill out lining material, and these are I think synthetic. And then model, and these are Air Force. I don't know if they're in here. Yeah, Air Force Ones. Do they have LEs? No, I don't think so. Let's have a look. Nike Air Force Ones. Is that the one I'm going to choose? Yeah. So these are all the values that you will find on eBay. So on your list loader, whatever categories that you're selling in, the values that you'll find on eBay is the exact values that you'll find in these drop downs. Okay, let's go across. As you can see, this gets filled out. As we start filling out the list loader, a lot of these headers that have red font will autofill. So we're going to go to outsole, outsole material, which is rubber. Do they have rubber? Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, pattern. It's got no pattern really. Okay, so next we're going to go to seasons. So this is winter training, so we're going to go autumn, and we're going to go winter. Look at this. Shoe shaft style. So we've got low top. Oops. Let's copy that down. Let's go across. Again, as you can see, style got filled out. Sneaker. Type. Trainer. And again, if we hit the drop down, you can see that's what eBay are asking for, and that's exactly what we're submitting. Then we've got UK shoe size, and we've got UK 7. Yep. And we can drag that down because we're going down to size 12. We got, and as you can see, once I put in the UK shoe size, the US got filled out here. And now we've got the material, upper material, which is leather. And let's copy this down. Okay, and we have vintage. No, they're not vintage. Let's grab that. I think this is the last one. This is eBay section now completed. Now you'll see how the list loader just gets better and better. So after filling out the blue section and the eBay section, let's have a look at how it affects the Amazon section. So now, as you can see, it's filled out the age range. If we go across, we're only going to fill out the sections that we feel needs to be filled out for these items. Remember, you don't need to fill out every single attribute that's highlighted. You select the ones that you need to fill out. Here's closure. Remember, we was looking at the closure, and we was doing some misspelling, and we did closure with a hyphen. As you can see, with Amazon, it does come with a hyphen. So now you don't need to think about, now I'm going to list on Amazon and second guess, or have to work out all the values that Amazon are asking for closure. We've already got it. So once you've done it once, you don't need to do it again and again and again. For every single marketplace, just on the list loader, we only do it for eBay and Amazon. But when it runs through our listing tool, it would do it for all the other marketplaces as well. So it's done that. It's filled in the color. the condition of the item. If you look at the country of origin on the eBay side, it's China, the whole word China, where with Amazon they're only asking for the 2-letter code. So again, you don't need to look it up, you don't need to figure it out. It's auto filled out for you. So if we keep going across, let's see what else there. The foot size system's done. What else we're going to fill out? We're going to fill out, we don't need to do the inner material. And the sole type, no. Is it an adult product? Yes. And I think if you go down here, if it wasn't an adult product, and let's say it was kids, let's see, it would say no. So it's just saving you a ton of work, and it's getting things right and correct and clean. And that's what's so good about the list loader. And this is the reason why a lot of people out there struggle to list in multiple marketplaces, where a lot of people get stuck on eBay and Amazon, and they really work hard to get their items on those two marketplaces because they're the two biggest marketplaces. But all the other marketplaces, they may not be as big, but when you add up all the sales from those marketplaces, it makes a big difference. So just by completing this list loader, you can list in over 20 marketplaces. That's including social media sites as well. Okay, so let's keep going across. What else we got here? So we're not filling out none of this. We've got the manufacturer. We've also got the lining description, which is cold lining. So we'll copy that down. So we go across, and we've got material type. So this is leather and synthetic. Okay, let's grab that down. Okay, let's go across. That's the next one. So we've got the MPN, we've got the model name, we also have this one here, okay, occasions and lifestyle, and we will choose, let's have a look, fashion and casual. Copy that down. Let's go across. And then it's got outer material type. We don't need to fill that out. So as you can see, it's filled out. It must be about 75% plus of the Amazon section has already been filled out. Pattern, logo, it's only got a logo. Let's copy that down. And then we've got product type, shoes. Let's see what Amazon has. Shoes. So in that category, this category here, that's the only option it gives you. And if we keep going along, we've got the seasons. Don't need to fill that out. We've got the shoe height. We've got the shoe size in the way Amazon wants it. So over there, on the eBay side, we have UK 7. And this is how you need to load it in Amazon. It's an adult. So we've got the gender, shoe size width, sole, and as you can see, it's filled out practically the whole of the Amazon. So there's not much to do on Amazon. It's not a waterproof shoe. And let's copy that down. And that's it. That is the list loader completed. Okay, so let's add a few more items and take a look at the results. So we've added girls' shoes, women's sandals, and unisex caps. So we're not going to go into fine details. We just want to take a quick look at how the loader treats different categories. So let's have a look. So description, we have the barcodes, we have the title. So each title is individual. See, as you can see, the caps do not have shoe size, so we can identify from shoe sizes to just normal clothes sizes. We've got the search terms. So on this occasion, we decided to add clogs at the end of this search term here. So it's exactly the same. We just added clogs at the end. So as you can see, it's filled in the selections. So the customer can select color still. So let's focus on the caps because it's a bit more different than the shoes. So if we look at the caps here, we have different colors. So the customer can select which color. And this time it went under size and not UK shoe size because these are caps. So they can select which color and which cap size, which is one size for all. Okay, let's go across. And just looking at the different colors, you can see there's a difference depending on the category. Even when we look at this country or manufacturer, for some reason here, for the trainers, it's recommended, but for all the other items, it's optional. Let's go across. This is interesting as well. Let's go back here. And as you can see here, we've got here, there's no highlight here and there's no highlight here. So basically, in this category for the caps, they're not asking for closure and they're not asking for the department, basically what gender. So if I hit the drop down, there's nothing in the drop down because they're not asking for it. There could be a situation where sometimes your customer service are getting a lot of questions from caps. They keep asking, is it Velcro? Is it snap? Is it lace? Is it button? So if we keep getting those questions, to eliminate those customer service questions and to eliminate the doubt in the customer's mind, you can actually add these attributes and they will get added on eBay. This does not apply on all marketplaces, but for eBay you can add your own attributes as well. And it's also likely that if you get a lot of questions for these and for the reasons of adding it, it's more likely that these are attributes that are asked from other marketplaces as well. Okay, so let's keep shuffling along. So as you can see, it's just different. Let me get a good example here. Occasions, trainers is optional, and this is recommended. What's that? That's girls' shoe size, and then sandals is optional. So different categories ask for different attributes and different levels of importance. So let's keep going along. So it's fill out all this. As you can see, size is different here because it's caps. It's not under shoe size, obviously, like this one is here. And plus, the shoe size is mandatory, where the size was just optional. And same with Amazon. It's just different requirements depending on the category. So now what we're going to do is save the list loader as a CSV file to be loaded into our listing tool to create a CSV file to be loaded into your Linkworks account. Great, so this is the CSV file that was created from our list loader. So now what we're going to do, we're going to load this into our listing tool. Because of the column limits that could be loaded into Linkworks at any one time, 2 CSV files were created. This is the first one, and as you can see straight away, the amount of information that was created from the basic list loader is so much more. Let's have a look at the second one. Again, like the first one, there's a ton of information. So now what we're going to do, we're going to load this into Linkworks and see how it looks. Okay, let's log into our Linkworks account. Now let's check just to make sure that there's no product information existing in our inventory before we start loading the information from the 2 CSV files that we've just created. Next, we'll open up the import data page to have a look at the imports that we have created. Now there's 2 imports that does not use the information from the 2 CSV files. The first one is the image loader. There's various ways that we can load images, but in this example, we'll just use a CSV file which contains the image URL. The other import that doesn't use the information from the two CSV files is a price loader. And again, we'll use a CSV file containing the prices for the various marketplaces. There are also some files that we will not be loading. For example, in this whole demonstration, there are no composition listings, so there's no need for us to run the composition loader. We also have these 4 list loader translation imports, which we will not be loading. These 4 imports are translated information, allowing you to list your items into multiple non-English speaking countries, opening up your business to new marketplaces. But we'll go over this in more details in our next video. List Loader 1 loads the information from the first CSV file, and List Loader 2 from the second CSV file. And last of all, we have the variation loader that locks all the grouped items together. Okay, so now let's run these imports. Let's have a look at the results. Right, loaded in the general sections are the SKU, the item titles, barcode, purchase price, retail price, the Linworks category, and the metadata. Now to the images. They will be used for the marketplaces and the websites. Let's have a look at the postal definition. There's the default postal service, which is allocated to any orders of this item, but this can be bypassed by setting more complex rules to select a postal service. The packaging group identifies which packaging will be used to pack this specific item. We have the weight of the item and we have the dimensions of the item. These details help to create a smoother and more accurate shipping integration. Let's go to the listing descriptions. We have prices for all the different marketplaces and websites. Now to the titles. As you can see, we also have the titles for all the different marketplaces that we'll be listing the items in. We have eBay US, UK, and Australia. But for this example, let's have a look at eBay UK. This child SKU is for UK size 3. For variation listings, eBay only takes the parent titles. However, for eBay we have added the child titles with the shoe size in Linworks for 2 main reasons. One, in case you decide later on to list it as a single item instead of a variation listing, so that the title will display the shoe size. And 2, to have the ability to use the same title for other marketplaces and e-commerce platforms that uses the child titles. Like eBay, we also load the shoe size in the Amazon title. However, Amazon uses the child title in specific Amazon categories and the parent titles in others. But if we look at Sparta in this category, they do not allow brand, color, or shoe size in the title. But like eBay, will allow the shoe size if it is a single listing. Let's go down to the description. Just like the titles, it's not one size fits all. For example, if we look at eBay's description, we have the body of the description and we have the attributes as key features in bullet point form. Remember that you decide how you'd like your description laid out and what information to be included. So let's say in this example that you'd only like to use these 5 specific attributes in your description, then we will set it up that way. Now let's look at the secret sales description. Here we only have the body of the description, as secret sales has limits to their description, one being not allowing HTML. Next, the suppliers. We have the name of the supplier's code, barcode, purchase price, currency, minimum order quantity, and pack size. This information enables us to create and send purchase orders quickly and easily directly from Linworks. Now the last tab we're going to look at is the extended properties, and this is where the magic happens. This is what allows us to list in over 20 marketplaces, social media and e-commerce platforms, with more being added. This is what will help automate a lot of your day-to-day tasks and where a lot of the scripts we create are controlled. So if your extended properties section does not look like this and you do not quite understand the importance and the power of utilizing this section, then you will forever be chasing your tail and struggling to grow your e-commerce business. When we loaded the list loader into our listing tool, it created all the correct attributes and values to be loaded for each specific marketplace. So let's have a look at a few examples. Let's start off with gender. What we see here is that Secret Sales has women's, just like Shopify, whereas Spartoo has women, which must be submitted with the gender ID. eBay's attribute name is department, and like Spartoo has women and not women's with an S. And Cuffland's attribute name is target, which also uses women. You can see that some of the marketplaces for the attribute gender share the same values, but we haven't set it up to share that specific attribute. For example, having marketplaces that use women share one attribute in Linnworks instead of creating a separate one. We will set it up this way because not all the gender attribute values are the same. Example, they may both use women and men, but one may use kid and the other kids/youth. We only have different marketplaces sharing the same attributes if all their values are the same. We also have all your items loaded with their tariff codes, which will be printed out on your shipping labels, which is needed for customs on your international sales. Other extended properties that we load is something we call list on. We use this mainly for all marketplaces that are fully automated when it comes to listing. If the value is yes, then that item will be submitted to that specific marketplace. If no, then it will not be submitted. The last example we will look at is shoe size. What we see here are marketplaces and e-commerce platforms using different sizing formats. Numeric _3 is used by Amazon, where Cuffland uses EU shoe size and US shoe size separately. We have Shopify combining UK, EU and US shoe size by choice. Secret Sales uses 3 in brackets UK shoe, and Spartoo just uses 3. The demonstration that we just showed is for a business that sells shoes, but this will apply to any kind of business. Once we know what items you sell and how you would like your listings displayed, we will create a bespoke listing tool to return the desired listings in the same simple and quick way that we just showed you. Once the quality product information has been loaded into your Linnworks account, in this example, OnBuy, Spartoo, Frugal Secret Sales and Cuffland are fully automated to be listed through Linnworks with no other action needed to be taken. eBay, Amazon and Shopify will be listed with a few clicks in bulk through Linnworks. And because everything is done through Linnworks, managing your e-commerce business now becomes manageable. Taking hours, days, weeks or even months to complete tasks will no longer be the case. A lot of those time-consuming tasks can actually be automated. We take all the guesswork out of listing through Linnworks and setting up your Linnworks account correctly. This is how we list your items correctly and professionally in the best but easiest possible way.